My teacher thought they knew my name better than me. When I was 15, I had this form teacher named Mrs. Patterson, who was basically the worst person to ever work at a school. Like, she was known for being mean just for the sake of being mean. Everyone had stories about her, but this one time I actually got to shut her down, so my parents named me Alex. Not Alexander, just Alex. That's what's on my birth certificate, my passport, everything. It's my actual legal name. But every single morning during attendance, Mrs. Patterson would call out Alexander instead of Alex. The first time it happened, I raised my hand and politely said, "Excuse me, my name is actually Alex, not Alexander." She looked at me like I just told her the earth was flat. She goes, "Don't be stupid. No one is named Alex. Your name is Alexander, and Alex is just what you want to be called." I tried explaining that, no, my parents actually named me Alex. Like, that's my real name. But she just waved her hand at me and moved on to the next person. This happened every single day for weeks. Every morning she'd call Alexander, and every morning I'd correct her. She started getting more and more annoyed about it. One day she snapped at me and said, "I've been a teacher for 30 years. I know how names work. Alexander is a proper name. Alex is a nickname. Stop arguing with me." I told her for the 100th time that Alex was literally my legal name. She gave me this look like I was the dumbest kid she'd ever taught. Then she said if I corrected her one more time, I'd get a detention. So the next day, when she called out Alexander again, I stayed quiet. I hated it, but I didn't want to get in trouble. My friend Chris, who sat next to me, whispered, "Why don't you just let it go? It's not worth it." But it bugged me so much. Like, imagine someone calling you the wrong name every single day and then telling you that you don't know your own name. After about 2 weeks of just taking it, I couldn't handle it anymore. She called Alexander during attendance and I said, "That's not my name. Please call me Alex." Mrs. Patterson slammed her attendance book down on her desk. "That's it. Detention. Thursday after school. You can spend an hour thinking about why you shouldn't argue with your teachers." I tried to explain one more time, but she cut me off. She said I was being disrespectful and that I needed to learn my place. The school called my parents that day to inform them I had a detention for arguing with a teacher. When I got home, my mom asked what happened. I explained the whole situation about how Mrs. Patterson kept calling me Alexander even though that wasn't my name. My dad looked at my mom and just shook his head. He went, "Are you kidding me right now? This teacher is giving you detention for asking her to use your correct name?" They were both furious. Not at me, at her. My mom went upstairs and came back down holding my birth certificate in one of those plastic protective sleeves. She handed it to me and said, "Take this to school tomorrow. Show her that Alex is your legal name." End of discussion. The next morning during attendance, my heart was pounding. Mrs. Patterson called out Alexander just like always. I raised my hand and said, "Actually, my name is Alex." She rolled her eyes and started to say something about giving me another detention. That's when I pulled out my birth certificate, walked up to her desk, and put it down right in front of her. I said as calmly as I could, "My birth certificate says my name is Alex, so that's what you'll call me? Thanks." The entire classroom went silent. You could have heard a pin drop. Mrs. Patterson's face went bright red. She picked up the birth certificate and just stared at it. I could see her reading it over and over again. She opened her mouth like she was going to say something, then closed it, then opened it again. Nothing came out. Finally, she just handed it back to me and said very quietly, "Fine, Alex, take your seat." I walked back to my desk trying not to smile. Chris was trying so hard not to laugh that his face was turning purple. For the rest of that year, every single morning, Mrs. Patterson called my name correctly. Just Alex. She never apologized or admitted she was wrong, but she also never called me Alexander again. And that detention she gave me? My parents called the school and got it removed from my record since I was literally just asking to be called by my legal name. Best part was watching her have to explain to the principal why she gave a student detention for correcting her about his own name.